Hello! As you can probably tell, this week's nail art tutorial is another Christmas themed one. It's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, basically I've seen a lot of reindeer nail art over the years, and most of them have the reindeer facing forward, like, you know, towards the person looking at the nail. Personally, I think it's easier, at least I find it easier to make the reindeer look to the side, or whatever animal I'm painting. I usually paint them from the side just because I find it easier to do. So yeah, that's what I did this time, and I'll show you how I did it. So let's get started. After the base coat, I'm starting out with, like, I applied the base coat again off screen because it just doesn't look very interesting. Point is, I'm using Sinful colors Cinderella as a base color, which is a pale blue shade, as you can see. It doesn't really cover perfectly, but I do really like the shade. And yeah, it does cover perfectly in about 3 layers, but I think I'm just gonna apply 2 because, again, I'm gonna paint something on top of them, of course. So I don't really need them to cover completely this time. Time for the second layer. And as you can see, that makes it a lot more opaque. And then for the base of the reindeer, as usual, I'm just going to start with the base when I do an animal type nail art, as you see in this nail. I'm using Vacation Time with Sinful colors, which is a nice shade for this, but I personally would have preferred to use something a little bit darker. However, I don't have a dark brown nail polish, and I didn't want to use one with glitters. So yeah, that's why I'm using this one. And in terms of brushes, you can use whatever you want. Some people prefer to do it with a detail brush or a striper brush. I like using a striper brush. A dotting tool is also a possibility. Whatever you're the most comfortable with. And again, I just start out with a shape. I personally prefer to just paint a silhouette shape, because it's easier than to paint it from like all kinds of very creative angles. But that sort of depends on how good you are at painting. And I'm also gonna give him a little ear. I'm putting the ear quite far to the back because I'm also going to give it antlers, of course. And I need to leave space for that. And then just fill it in. Then it's time to add the antlers. For that I'm using Great to Be Here by Essence, which is a grey nail polish. If you have some sort of pale camel shade, then that will probably be better to use, but yeah, I don't have any nail polish like that. So basically I still need to buy more nail polish. But yeah, I'm just making a very basic antler shape with it. And I'm gonna outline it in black later, so it doesn't really matter if it doesn't stand out all that much at this point. Also putting it on the head a little bit. And that's it. I'm going to do a black last, so I'm just going to start with the egg white first. Egg white, the eye white was what I was trying to say. Yep. And yeah, I think the eye shape is always pretty important because I want it to look like a friendly reindeer and not like some sort of demonic creature that eats small children for breakfast. That's just not what I'm going for this time. So something like this. I thought it might be fun to also give the reindeer a bit of a scarf, as far as it will be visible. For that I'm going to use Christmas colors, a red shade. This is an ice cream cone nail polish that I got from Born Pretty store. I have no idea what the brand name is because it says the name in Chinese and I can't read Chinese, obviously. But it's color shade number 16. And I'm going to use P2 in the shade Artful. I already have them on a piece of paper here. And I'm deliberately starting out with red because otherwise, I don't know, with red there's always the danger of it sort of looking like bloodstains. And you know, it's Christmas and no longer Halloween, so yeah. Don't want it to look like bloodstains. And just painting a very simple sort of scarf shape with it. Then it's finally time for the outline of the reindeer, for which I'm going to use Anastasia by Playboy. And the same striping brush I've been using all along. And yeah, as I usually say, the whole key with outlines is just be very careful. Because you can always add more, but you can't really take it away. So it's better to apply a little bit each time than to immediately slam a lot of black on it and, you know, accidentally apply too much. So basically just take your time doing this. And immediately add a little face. Then for a little second I'm moving to the nails that don't have any reindeer on them, and I'm just going to use the red and the green nail polish that I also used for the reindeer scarf. And a dotting tool, and just gonna add some color dots onto those nails. Nothing complicated, but just so there's also something on those nails. And then of course there's the last important bit of a Christmas reindeer. At least when you're also making Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, which is a red nose. I'm using the red nail polish as rhinestone glue. Could use a red or a clear nail polish, but I had the red one open, so yeah. And then I'm just using a dotting tool to put the nose onto Rudolph. And then onto the last step, applying some top coat. So this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye! And once it's dry, I'm using a little bit of white nail polish by Max. And a dotting tool to add some snow.